What's up, guys? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Cam? John Boy? Cameron? Two others. How's it going? Whoever's there. Thanks for joining me. Joining me in the progress of the Klingon 7D. Oh, back down to just you guys. I'm going to get at this in a second. I was just trying to find something here. Looking for a certain piece. Which I thought I had. All right, that's my shoulder. Hold on, I must have another one of these somewhere. One sec, I'm looking for something. Drawer. Sorry, guys. Hey, there's Tony. Hey, Tony. Tony from Fat Man's Kitchen. What's up? Oh, look at that.
From the lids of the ketchup bottles.
No way.
Yeah, squeeze bottle.
So somebody in the chat, too loud, just came upstairs and gave me some little parts to use here. Some little plasticky, it's kind of hard plastic. These are like sort of rubber. I can use those. Look at that stuff. Thanks, Johnny. Right on.
I'm back to watching.
You're going to go back and watch? Okay, yeah. Buddy. Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good stream.
All right, I'll do it. I'll try. Okay, so we got Tony here from Fat Man's Kitchen. How you doing tonight, Tony? Nice of you to tune in. Good to see you. I'm working on the Klingon 7D. I was searching through my stuff because I'm looking for the other end of this, another marker like this. I thought I had two of them. It's a cap from one of these white paint pens here. And I thought I had more than one. I was positive that I did. I wanted to throw this right on the end of the nacelle here and have that as, like a blaster, phaser cannon or something like that. I could fill in, I could build in around here and fill that in. I got it sitting up on there pretty nicely. Thanks, Cam. Cam says that looks good. It looks good, but I can't find another one. I was positive that I had at least two pens like this, and there's no way I would have thrown it out. There's no way I would have thrown it out. I just gotta find it. So I'm gonna have to put this piece aside for now And once I find a second one, I'll be able to deal with that. So Tony's saying only having one of something is a great excuse for battle damage. Yeah, I guess I could blast off the other side of the blast off the front end of the nacelle. Have it all smashed out. There's Andrew from Canadian Starships saying, how's it going, Jody? It's going pretty good, Andrew. It's going pretty good. Thanks for tuning in, stopping by. Just working on the Klingon 7D cattle bruiser. So here's the thought that I had today. So this is from the stand that they give you with the kit. It goes on this triangular base right here. You're supposed to mount the ship on that, but I'm thinking maybe this guy should have like sort of a dorsal spine, like a bit of a strong back. So you can see I got some lines drawn on there. So I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut it down to the size of my tip of this thing right here. And then I'm going to see if I can have it come in and join up with this, sort of going over top of the end of it. I'll see if I can carve this out so it fits right inside this little divot right here. So we've got 5 people in the chat right now. Right now I'm in the process of working on this nacelle. So after I'm done the nacelle, I'm going to put this spine piece on. Sorry for the noise, I dropped it. So I'll put the ship to the side over there. Andrew says, then the Dreadnought fans will be saying, stick another nacelle on that thing. I only have one kit though. If I had more than one kit, this thing would be covered in nacelles. Be like that meme with the car salesman where he's got the Enterprise G and he's like, oh yeah, baby, you can pack so many impulse engines into this thing. He's like, you want impulse engines? We got lots of them. So what I'm doing to the nacelle here is adding details with some old guitar strings and the remaining pieces of the nacelle. So I'm just going to put it up on my guitar block here. Get down. Come in a little closer. Come on, don't be scared. It's okay. There we go. So we're going to take a look at that. Now I got to find my string. Here it is. So all I'm doing is adding pieces of this guitar string in for detail. The 1/350 scale Katinga kit has like additional details that you add onto the outside. Just exploded on me. You guys see that? So the Katinga kit has additional details you add onto the outsides of the nacelles. And it's got like tubes and pipes and stuff. Doesn't look like this, but it's the similar idea. So, it's meant to be cooling pipes and tubes and things like that. So that's where I'm at. So I start by just sizing it up to here. So I got my tweezers. These are thick, strong ones. So I just bend this on a 90-degree angle. That's going to go right into there. Now I just grab on right here, pull it to the side, like that. I put this right against it, back that way, and there we go. So now I'm going to clip that part off. And that should fit into here. I gotta drill a hole first. Guess I didn't drill my hole. And just get rid of the tile cutting bit off of there. This nice green one. Nice and slow. I hope this isn't too loud. So, Cam and Johnny there, how'd you get Rob to tune in last night? I guess you guys were chatting with him and told him you were going to watch me. That was cool to have him here. Haven't talked to him in a while. It was nice to see him. Well, not see him, but you know what I mean? Talk to the guy. Say hi. Okay. So, just pull this out of here. So, tiny drop of glue. That'd be great. Okay, so now I'm going to hook it. Well, I should have glued that first. This is great for the glue because the strings have the ridges in them. So it just grips right in there. Go. Pull this back just a bit. Maybe I clipped that one just a little too short. That's okay. It'll just be slightly closer to the front than the other one. And it says, so yeah, he stops by when we stream on Twitch and we let him know we're live at 11. Cool, man. Thanks for telling him. That was cool to have him here. Come on now, stay there. Okay, so once I put the other piece in, that one will stay. They kind of all hold each other in place with the tension. So there, about this much. Like so. So that one goes straight into there. I'm just going to turn this around. In the hole. Okay, so we bend it that way. And then back. Got that little step I want. That goes in there. So I got another little bump like that here. Just want to twist this and make sure it's oriented in the right direction. Okay, so bend that one down, this one up. So like that. That should fit into there. This one will fit into here. And I'll have to cut that because it's probably going to be a little too much tension. And Tony says, one of these days, I want to make a large-scale model of the Gloriana class battleship, 40K ship, flying through a nebula, but I would need to get a team together to do it because it is massive. So what is the Gloriana class battleship? Where's that from? Not familiar with that one, Tony. Is that a ship from a movie or a show? Is it from Battlestar Galactica? Or Star Wars? Not sure about that one. Right in there. A little droopy drop. Get this guy in the hole. Okay, so that one's exactly where I want it. That one's not. I cut it slightly shorter than I needed to. So I'm just going to try to pull it out of there. So like I said, the glue works good on the ends of these. It unraveled the winding of the string there. So I'm just going to toss that and get a new piece. Because it ended up just a little too short. So same thing again. Hold on a sec. I got a little glue on my tweezers here. It's not being helpful. Okay. So we start with the 90. Put that in there. I'll have to drill that out again because of the glue. Okay, so now I kind of have a better idea where it needs to be. So right there. So now it should fit into there a little better. Just get the get it in there. Okay, there it is. Those two guys are in place. There's Alec saying, hey, bud. Hey, Alec. Hey, bud. And Tony says, Warhammer 40K ship continent size. They are so large that over time separate parts of the ship from substates within. Okay, so the ship grows over time. It's constantly added onto, and then when a section gets large enough, they detach and send it off as its own independent ship into space. I've heard of this Warhammer thing a few times recently, but I have no idea what it is. Not familiar with it. Okay, so if we take a look at the one I did yesterday, I've got one more tube in the center. It's a thicker one. All right, so get the A string here. Need thicker pliers to deal with it than tweezers. So we start off the same way, 90-degree bend. Right in the hole. Now this one's a little more simple. It's just quick in and out. So I'll leave enough room to bend it. Tougher to clip that one. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold it like this and bend this part over. Sorry about that. Just my kid getting some food in the kitchen behind me. Please ignore the person behind the curtain. There we go. So there's a carnival in town today. A little fair. Kids went out there. They got downpoured on. I had to go pick them up and bring towels with me. Tony says hi to Alec from Jacoby's Models. And Tony says the ships are so large that after the Emperor died, the Great Crusade fizzled out. Most of these ships were left without purpose, with a crew population rivaling small to mid-sized planets. Okay. Wow. Sounds pretty cool. Andrew says, Alec, I'm so surprised at what? Andrew, Alec is not at work? Is that what you're surprised about? Oh no, stuck at work. I didn't see that comment. I missed that one. Stuck at work for under 85 minutes left. 85 minutes isn't too bad. LOL. What's surprising, Andrew? Well, it is a Thursday night. You're not missing much being stuck at work. At least you get to watch this, right? Okay, so you see how I'm bendy here? That means I didn't get the exact length I wanted to, and it's putting back pressure on the string. So all I got to do is shorten the bend by just relocating that out a couple of bumps. Make sure I'm going to stay on that 90-degree angle, square to the other one. Also make sure this isn't curled. There we go. Okay, so now when I put it in here, because I want it to have just a little bit of tension so it stays sort of straight. Not too much now. I just cracked that. Not a big deal. It didn't crack off. Where's the welding glue? Oh, welding glue. Where are you? There you are. I found you, welding glue. You could not hide. You must do your job now and weld this together for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little pressure on it thusly and open it. Try to get the minimal amount that I need of this in there. Is it not coming out? I'm going to squeeze it, and then all of a sudden it's going to come flying out. Ta-da, ta-da. Ta-da. Tony says, I know very little about Star Trek, but what you're doing looks cool. Why, thank you, Tony. I know a little bit about Star Trek. I've watched everything Star Trek, but I don't watch it all the time. Up until recently, I didn't have a way to watch reruns of old shows and stuff like that, but we got the streaming services now, so I was able to rewatch all the original series movies. But I didn't sit down and watch Star Trek The Next Generation again from start to finish. The last episode I saw of it was the actual last episode of it when it played on TV 30 years ago. Same for, sorry about that. Alex says, started Discovery last night. Right on. Discovery is different. I don't agree with how everybody hates on it so much because it's so different. Sure, it's different. They're trying to go for a totally different aesthetic. And, the thing is, it's made by different people than the original, Oh, it's not like the original. Oh, that's bent. So as you can see, I got way too much tension on my thing there. I better pull that out before it gets to there we go. So I'll need to recut that one. So yeah, where was I? Discovery takes a lot of shit for being what it was, but I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. My biggest problem with it was the stupid turbo lift friggin' cavern where all the turbo lifts are running around like the door thing in Monsters, Inc. That was the dumbest thing about the whole show, I think. I don't know. I enjoyed it. For me, it was more Star Trek. I wanted to see more Star Trek. And I was like, oh, right on, more Star Trek. I watched it and I enjoyed it. And that's kind of the reason you see me right now making models, is because that came on and I saw the new Enterprise and I said, wow, that's freaking cool. I wondered if there was a model of it. And yeah, it turned out there was. And Too Loud in the comments got me the model for Christmas, and that was the first model kit that I made. Like a year and a half ago. And I did my Discovery / Strange New Worlds Enterprise as a refit version of the Enterprise, because I want to see how it would look as the refit. So I scratch built the refit pieces for it, the bridge and the underside center dome, and I retooled the nacelles. Yeah, Cam says I like Discovery. Yeah, man, I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, there were some things I didn't like. The future ships where the nacelles were detached and floating alongside the ship. I wasn't particularly a fan of that because I think that's the thing that keeps drawing me back to Star Trek related media and whatnot is the ships. I'm just a huge ship head, and I love the spaceships and especially the Star Trek aesthetic of the spaceship design. You know, the flowy lines and the smooth bodies and that, they're just cool looking. You know, it looks like a ship that you'd want to be on. It's like I might want to try this Starfleet career. You know what I mean? So that's sticking up right now, but when I put this together, these will be glued onto the, there's going to be a clear piece going in behind here. There's going to be a clear piece there. So these will be glued to it, and they'll be down in like that. So we're not worried about how they're flopping all out of shape right now. Those will be pinned down into place. So the other side, I did it a little bit different. So I cut it out the same way. I'm gonna need something to replace this because I don't think I have the one. I don't think I have the one that I cut away anymore. Right, so when I cut the holes out of the sides of these nacelles here, I saved the parts. Tried to preserve some of the details. Well, I actually tried to leave some of the details in, but I ended up cutting it out and breaking it off because I wasn't careful enough. So I just cut them out and I saved the pieces. But I think I wasn't able to because I like cut right into the side of one of them. So I don't think I have it. Oh, there it is. I do. I found it. There it is. There it is. Right there. Okay, so I need to make a hole in the end. To take the end of the string. Try to make it a little deeper so that I can put more of the string in there. Okay, we'll just get rid of this for now. So now this part needs to be glued back on to here. And all I got to glue is that end of it right there. So what I did was I just filed the corner of it away. And I'll do that by getting this. Let's see. Get my fret leveling beam, but I'm gonna put it shiny side up with no sandpaper. Oh, that's not my flat one. I need the flat one. There's the flat one. There you are, you flat file. You big flat file. Okay, so I'll put the file like so. Hold her down with the meat clamps there. So I can probably put it right off the end. That's a little better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lay this on the fret leveling beam. And I'm just gonna run it on the edge of the file. Leaving that top part. If I can grip it, there we go. So I'm just filing like a 90-degree gouge in there. We got 7 people here. Whoever's new in the on the view there, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Trek Mods. Hey, how come it doesn't say my how come it doesn't say my handle right here at the bottom of the screen? Like when I'm on the HTM streams, I guess Todd added that. I thought I added that. It's supposed to say Jody LaForgery right under that. How do I add that? Is it too late to add that, or can I add it now? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Can anybody help me? Is there anybody out there? Coffee. All right, there we go. I got a nice little 90-degree gouge in there. So what I can do now is see where that goes. So I put it right in between. I don't know if my camera will pick that up, but there's 2. Oh yeah, there's 2 detailed lines right there. And I got it right in between those, like that. You know, maybe I'll even go a little bit further in this, just to give it a bit more grip, a little bit more bite. There. Okay, so my glue is going to go on this, like so. Get rid of that now. So right on that. Now I'll take a piece of my really, really thin styrene here. And we just cut a support piece. It's so thin that it curves when you cut it. So I gotta try to make that straight now. Johnny says, I'm not sure how. Well, Johnny, you don't use StreamYards ever, do you? Have you used it? I think I have to do it. I think I have to do it when I'm setting up the stream, like when I'm creating it. And I'm not even sure if I can on the free version. I might be able to. I'll have to check it out and look into it. I'm just so used to being on the HTM streams where it says Jody LaForgery underneath my name there. So I think Todd must have put that in for me. Okay. That could have been a little bit thicker, but that's okay. I like it thicker. It's just a little reinforcement to keep that in place, well aligned, just like that. Okay, so now we got one going from here to here. So I want a hole right on this little bump. And then right on that little box right there. Alec is saying, so what up, Jody? I'm working on the 7D. Also, did Jordan stream? Yes, he did. I'm surprised you weren't there in the comments. While he was streaming, I just decided to go on after him. I didn't have one planned. So here's the cool thing about this guitar block. I can put this in on an angle like that. so that the camera can still see the end of my drill. So yeah, I wasn't planning on starting a stream, but I was urged. I was peer pressured into it. And there's only 6 people here. So yeah, I'll start a stream if enough people watch. And they said, yeah. But I get a lot of, I get that it's late for a lot of our guys in our group. So I noticed that I get a lot of rewatches, like after I've streamed. So I'm sure everybody just watches it like the next day or whenever they got time. Whoever's in the group. Okay, so like that, and then the larger one right up at the front. Oh, I'm missing that little nub. Got a little nub under there that other wire goes to. That's the piece I'm missing. I wonder if I can, I hope that's not too loud. Let me know if it is. Right there. Okay, so I'll do that. Now go in with this bigger one, because this one's for the larger string. So this is not the same. Of course, because I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why it's not the same. Okay, so just right in the, boom. Just right in the center. Right at the edge. Right about there. Just look at that. With my knee. Okay, so just open it up more with that one. Wow, that came flying out of there. Okay, so I'm going to go with the skinnier string. First. And I need 2 like this. No. I keep picking up the wrong piece. So I do need 2 like this. Okay, so I'll do this one. So I've got gotta try to straighten that as good as I can. Okay, so we've got a 90-degree bend. Then bending the opposite way, like that. Oh, I did it in the wrong direction. Son of a bitch. There. Because it goes inward towards the pylon. So that goes like that. Right in. And then straight up to there. Sorry. Okay, like so. Got stuck in there. Down. Alex says, I never got the notification, so I just turned on all notifications for his channel. Yeah, you only get the notification if you select notify me. Unless, like you said, you put on all notifications for his channel, then yeah, you should get, every time he blows his nose, you should get a YouTube notification telling you what's going on. There and there. Okay, hopefully I bent this at the right spot. Get in. Oh, look at that. Almost perfect. It's a little curvy, but curvy's good. There's nothing wrong with things being a little curvy. Unless you grab them and they stick to you. Just gotta straighten that out a bit. There, that's better. My thing was all out of whack there. It was all. Okay, so it's doing that because it's too long. Again, just like the other one. Take a millimeter down. So what I did is I just moved the bend a little shorter. Back in place. So we're still just a little bendy. Maybe I didn't move as much as I thought. Yeah. Give it another millimeter. So I'm just straightening it out. Moving it inwards. Bend it back down. I'll have to trim it now because it's going to be thicker than the plastic. Hopefully that doesn't end up in my toes or anybody else's. Those are the risks you gotta take to live the rock star life, man. Get in there. Better. Oh, not better because it just came out. Get in there. Get in your hole. This spot is your hole and you belong in it. Get in that place. Come on now. Oh, I can't get it in there. Don't make me frustrated. Wouldn't like me when I'm frustrated. Clip it too short. Twist. There. Okay. That's what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Seems like that. Just protruding up just a little bit out of the surface there. Okay, so now this one is just a short little piece right there. So I'll take this much. And I need to make a hole for that piece. Oh yeah, that's right. It goes under that. So I need to add this little right there. This little plastic piece where the wire goes into. Right there. So I'm missing that on this one. Let's see, I'll just find a little chunk that'll do. Okay, I got a piece of the sprue here. There we go. Just use this piece of the sprue. It's a piece of the sprue. And the cool thing about the silicone, look at this, won't cut the silicone, man. It will if you press really hard and use it as a normal knife, but doing this, no effect. Okay, I'll do that and get my flat one. So what I want to do is hook it around the edge, kind of like I did with the other piece there. Need to get a line going first. Imadua says, nice job. Thanks. Thanks muchly. There's still 6 people. So I got 6 troopers holding out. Thanks for holding down the fort for me, buddy. Defend the castle while I do my business. Okay, so there we go. Focus. There, got a little bit cut out. Do something about the end here because that's not flat enough to drill into. Fret leveling beam. I'll start calling it the sprue smoothing beam. Got some stuff on it there. All right. So, just got a hole there right in the centaur. Dash is here. What's up, Howard? What, no one smashed the thumbs up button? Shame on you guys. Nah, I don't get a lot of that button smashing, buddy. I just got here. I was driving and got home, so trying to get situated around. All right, are you going to sit down and shows 4 smashed it for me? Yeah, there was only 6 people in here, Howard, so you're not going to see a lot of thumbs up. But thank you for joining me. Cam saying hi to ya. Wait till seeing him bleed when he jabs his finger. Johnny just smashed it. Everybody's smashing it. Smash it. I also forgot to tell everyone to do that too. I figured people should know on their own to do it. But to be fair, I need to be reminded of it when I'm watching the other guys stream. Sometimes I remember, but a lot of times I need to be prompted. All right, so I want to get this right there. So I just got to hold it, Hold it. Hold it steady. Oh, I should have used the welding glue. Why didn't I use the welding glue? Now it won't weld. I think I can get away with putting a drip of it right here. So, just for anyone wondering, basically, to me, a thin glue. It does that same chemical reaction, melts the plastic, fuses together. It's just a cheap version. Cheap. Okay, so we got that. This will bend over just slightly. So we go. So we're coming out just a touch right there. How deep did I drill into that thing? Probably pretty deep. Try right there. That. That's way too much. Way too much. Into there. So we'll cut this right there. Howard says, well, I did find a piece I was looking for. And because I wasn't looking for it, I found it. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. You look for it and you look for it, and then you give up and then you find it. Alex says, hi, Howard. Can I go home yet? I'm thinking about watching Akira before tomorrow's stream. You can go home right now, Alex. Get everybody. Oh, Howard was number 2 on the thumbs up. You were second one to smash it. Sloppy seconds on the smash button, bro. 2 sloppy seconds on the smash button, man. Just break everybody's eardrums here for a second. Just want to try to. The other one's quite a bit narrower. Sort of flatter. The sprue piece, of course, you know, it's a cylinder. It's a tube. Cam says, yeah, always happens that way. What's that, sloppy seconds on the like button? So 7 people. Howard, you must have been number 7 to join in. Did pretty good last night. Hey, guys had like 18. We have 18 people. Was that last night or was that the one of the ones before that? I had about 18 people there. I think it was last night. At one point. Not all at once. Or yeah, at one point there was 18 people at once. That's what I mean. It was the highest. That was my gross for the night. Gross 18 people, and I think net was like 10 maybe. Like people that stayed for the whole thing. Start to finish, like the McLeods. Get into there. Get into there. Well, I might have to cut that a lot shorter. I thought I drilled in pretty deep. Ow. My efforts to make it not go flying. It's stuck in my finger. So that's okay. That's okay. Get back in there before the glue dries. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, now it goes in really far. It's just getting stuck for some reason. That's okay. There's enough of it in there. There's enough of it in there that it should hold. Okay, so one more piece. We got the larger string coming across. So 90-degree bend. Stick in the hole. So right there. Hard to get out of there if you don't pull it straight out, because the winding of the guitar string binds right to the plastic really well. Probably get away without even using glue if you made it the exact right length and tension. It would just hold in there by its own tension. I said tension twice. Really close together. Okay, so we're thicker on this end. We'll put that thicker, longer side there. Last night, Johnny says, last night was packed. Yeah, it was last night. Yeah, because they mentioned it at the end of their Wood Wednesday stream. And last Saturday, Andrew plugged my stream during his show, and I ended up with like 3 or 4 new subscribers because of that one. So if you're still listening, Andrew, thanks for that. Howard says, just watch Akira. You had plenty of time to watch it now, even rewatch it. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't know. Everyone's talking about Akira all the time. Not sure what that is. Can't say I've seen that one. Oh, viewership just jumped. We got 10 in here now. I don't know where the people are coming from, but thanks for joining Trek Mods and checking out my D7 7D. D7 7D. Okay, so there we go. Those are looking fairly even. Like, you know, I'm not worried about it being perfectly the same. It's not accurate to anything by any means. It's just added detail for the sake of added detail. So I got all 4 of those done. That goes like that. Okay, that's gapping right now, but when I put it together, that'll be easily glued into place. I think when I put it down, I didn't get the angle exactly perfect on these, but it's not going to matter. I'll be able to slip that into place. Even if I got to crack this off and reposition it, it's not bad because this joint right here is very easy to refill and fix. Howard's telling me one of the best Japanese anime movies that even got banned in other parts of the world. Okay. So that's why I haven't seen it, because I don't really watch Japanese anime. So that's why I haven't seen Akira. Okay, so we got our got my little windows there for my nacelles, for my chiller grills, and I thought I made 4 of them, but I guess I didn't. So I can't find 2 other ones. Okay, so I got those. I'll make 2 more of those, but I'll do that when I'm ready to put the nacelles on. My little end cap that I made for the nacelle for the Broussard area, that's gonna go in there. Howard says the red lighting, you red lighting these or putting in red cellophane for the grills. For my sides here, Howard, for the chiller grills, this part, I'm thinking like a yellowy green, sort of like a lime yellow, sort of greeny green, a weird color. These are my end caps for the nacelles. Don't want to lose those. Okay, so these are my little window boxes. I made these little window boxes to go right here over these holes. So I cut these pieces and I put them in there flat and flush, and it just looked kind of flat and flush. So I built little frames around them and turned them into little boxes, so it's raised up a bit off the surface of the body here. So let's get to this piece. Now, when I cut this down thin, it should fit in between those light areas that I just mentioned. I don't want to cover up that added detail that I put into here. So what I want to do, so I already got this marked out. Kind of did a bit of measuring earlier. I want it to be longer or like higher at the rear. So that's going to be like that. And it's going to be a lot shorter. So I'll leave this end for now. So let's get this guy out. Okay, so I'm gonna start. I got a series of lines here. I omitted these lower ones, but I'm gonna start at this line, and I'm gonna test fit it like that to see. Wait, no, this is the line I want. I'm omitting these lines. Oh, jeez. Almost did that. Almost did that the wrong way. Shh. Absolute silence is required as Jody slices through the plastic gently with the sonic saber. Any outside noise can interfere with the cut. Not true, but imagine if it did. Imagine if you screamed at this thing and it stopped working. 35 minutes to go. Can it be 35 seconds instead? Nope. 35 minutes, bro. 35. That's what you get for trying to be a responsible adult. You get to be at work. I know, being a responsible adult sucks. And it gets even worse the older you get. Not really. It doesn't suck, but it's rewarding in its own way. But if there's other things you'd rather be doing, then I guess it would suck, but also depends if you're alone or you have a family or, kids and stuff like that. When you got a family and kids, being a responsible adult is excellent. But when you're single and young, being a responsible adult blows. Dash runs by throwing $100 bills on the bench while Jody tries to concentrate. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so everybody put your fingers in your ears for a second. Flatten this out a little bit. Smooth out the bottom. Alright, we got it smoothed out at the bottom. Let's bring in the ship. Get the ship in there. So if I put this here, so I kind of want to come right off of this. That gives me my space right there still, right? Okay, so it still fits in between my windows. That's all right. And if this is here, this is here. It still fit within my windows. No, so I could squeeze it. Okay. Just a little thought. I'm gonna give it a shot. Just a little bit. When you lose your parents and get shoved into doing everything like a 134-acre farm and paying bills and whatnot, plus deal with 30 different, yeah, I know, man. Oh, I just used my fret beam to angle a wood piece. Nice. Are you extending it down to the top of the neck? Yeah. Yeah, I want that to go right up to the, I want that to go right up to there, but not on top of it, just behind it. Just like that. And something like that. I don't want this box to hang off the back end too much. I kind of want it even with the rest of it. So I'm going to cut this longer than it needs to be, first of all, because I don't want to cut it twice and have it still be too short. cut. Sometimes, man, sometimes I just don't want to cut. And Howard says, got it. He says, copy that. Roger Dodger. Okay, so if you're like that, coming off there. So let me just see if I can. All right, let's see what I can do with this. Didn't make any lines. All right. See if that fits over. Okay, not bad. But maybe I'll go just a little smaller. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut it back to my first decision. Cut it back to that first line. Weave it a little bit there. Hope that doesn't affect the cut too much. All right, I'm gonna mute. So, Howard, what do you think of the fret leveling beam? Was it, first of all, did you get one for like 25 or 30 bucks, which is what you should be paying for them? Not like it shouldn't cost you more than $30 for one of these. And how big a one did you get? Did you get the 12-inch like this, or did you get the longer one? Hard to hold on to this piece. That's actually a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. This can go in like that. Sitting there. Okay, I still need to adjust the angle a little bit. So I gotta get a little more off the tip. So I'll just put the pressure towards the tip. Yeah, look at that. Fits in now, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah. Like that, I like that. All right, so this guy. Cheap 12. Got the 12-inch. Yeah, man, this is all, even for working on guitars, all you need is a 12-inch one. You know, you don't need a longer one than that. There's not really any advantage to it. So yeah, especially for modeling, that's all you're gonna need. You're using it for little pieces of wood and plastic and stuff like that, right? So is this thing? That is not squared. That's slightly in cut. So I'll go slightly in cut. Okay, so what I've done though, so I didn't take this into account. This totally changes my light that I have here, because I put that together to light the cow catcher piece. But with that going in there, that will no longer be lit unless I just run this right up that. I could do that, right? This could go right in there. So if that's laying down, this is going here. Okay, I need an exact measurement. So there. Okay, let's see how long this piece is. There. Right, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna try the simple, straightforward, make a line with the ruler method. But I'll make it outside of where it needs to be, just to avoid taking too much away. And I can file it back. As you do. As you do. That. Looks like it's not too bad. "15 more minutes till Alec gets released from work. Sentence is almost up. Maybe they'll let you out in 14 minutes on good behavior. Unless you didn't behave well at work today. Then you're stuck. Stuck at work for all eternity." Okay, so I'm gonna get just a bit more off the front, I think, instead of trying. I think I got this angle fairly well. So, although that does fit very nicely right there. Oh, I can use that groove to mark my, there we go. Okay, so I'll get the back here. I can use this groove. That's right, like that. Okay. So I need to take a lot more off the one side here. We got 9 of you still sticking it out with me. Thanks, 9 of you. Oh, leaving the comments on the screen. 15 more minutes. Looking good, bud. Thanks. Okay, so I don't want to cut that. I want to file it back with this. I'll just put my fingers in your ears for you. What did you guys have in your ears? Gross. Okay, not quite there yet. So I'm gonna move it this way. Okay, so I'm almost there. Just trying to get a little more off this end here. Lay back down flat. Still not getting there. I think I gotta cut a bit more. Don't quite have the angle correct. Okay. All right. Alex says, odd, but anyone else ever had the thought that laying on a bed made of bottles pointed up would be comfortable and soothing? Well, as long as they're bottles of booze and they all got straws in them, leading right to my mouth, that sounds soothing. Also, 5 more minutes. All right, countdown's on, buddy. I got my timer set. You'll hear the alarm go off when it's time for you to go. Ah, my worst fears have come to be realized. Took too much off. Took too much away. Now I have a gap there. I have a gap there. But you know what? That just means now I have to put a little sleeve around it of flat stock here. I'll just go around it with a little sleeve. Cha-cha-cha. Fill in that gapola. So let's see if this is going to work. That goes there. This one's right there. Holding it in place. That one goes right on like that. It's out of the way of my light boxes right there. Let's see if I can center this right in the center. And right in the center of that one. Just like that. Like a so. Right there. That's not bad. Subtle difference from the top, but then when I turn to the side, you really see that spine coming in there. I'll do it like this. So just a small addition. I can add some windows to the side, which I'm going to go ahead and I'll do right now. This thing. Okay, like that. It's hard for me to see on that angle, so I'm just gonna hold it in my fingers. It's easier for me to control it. I apologize for my silence. Just concentrating on the, you guys aren't saying anything anyway, so. You guys ain't typing? I ain't talking. Oh, and there we go. Why did I say anything? Now we got a paragraph. Okay, hold on. Let me stop what I'm doing so I can read this novel. Uh-oh, someone read from the Book of the Dead, bud. I'm free from my prison/sarcophagus and unable to roam the world once again. The Mummy reference. Your choice on which one, though. What do you mean my choice on which one? I don't understand what you mean by that. You mean like which mummy movie? I only saw the first one. Only saw the first mummy movie. I watch different kind of mummy movies, you know what I mean? Hey, oh, just kidding. Alright, so get some more windows down this side right here. Yeah, I saw the first Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Oh, you know what? I might have seen The Mummy Returns. That's the second one, right? The Mummy Returns. And he says, oh, I said that because the main villain from the first movie returns in the second one too. Okay, I thought the villain in the second one, and I thought the villain in The Mummy Returns was the fake Rock. Fake the Rock. Dwayne the Deep Fake Johnson. Imagine being a big tough guy and your name's freaking Dwayne. Like, no wonder the guy grew up to be a monster. Also, his dad was a wrestling legend, so. But yeah. Dwayne. I don't usually make fun of people's names, but I don't know. Dwayne's a lame one. Dwayne just sounds like, get out of here, Dwayne. Do, do, do. Drilling out windows on the Klingon 7D. It's not a D7 anymore. If you ask me, call it the cattle bruiser. 'Cause it's backwards freaking ship. And if you wanna see the Klingon 7D, let's take a trip. Oh, I just got caught singing. In trouble. Mary just came in the room and caught me singing. Oh, she even said, yeah, you're so in trouble. That one went all smiley. See, too much pressure results in a bent window. Too much closeness results in no focus. There we go. That's also relationship advice. Too much focus or too much closeness leads to less focus. Very true, Cam says, very true. Oh, very true about, okay, let me go back. Sorry, I've been, speaking of legends, Hulk Hogan died. Yeah, Hulk Hogan did die. And Howard says, you never saw The Mummy with Tom Cruise? Yeah, that's the one. Oh, no, I saw The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. What's The Mummy with Tom Cruise? I never saw that one. The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and The Mummy Returns. Too many actors and music people have passed just this year. Yeah, I saw your big list there you put on Discord, Howard, the list of all the different actors and celebrities that passed away. Cam's saying very true. And Alex says, I've seen every The Mummy movie from the original Returns, Dragon, and the Tom Cruise. So there's a Mummy movie with dragons? Yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies, so I don't see a lot. I don't know a lot of what you guys are talking about. I'm not a big movie watching guy. And most of the movies that I have seen, I've only seen once, maybe 2 or 3 times if I really like it, like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, or Star Trek First Contact. I've watched that one like 3 times. That's my favorite Star Trek movie. And my favorite movie of all time is Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and I must have watched that movie like 4 times. Oh yeah, I love that one. He says, no, the dragon one takes place in China instead of Egypt. There are Yetis and eternal youth in it, though. Sounds really stupid. Sorry, but that's one of the reasons I don't watch a lot of movies. A lot of movies are stupid. Howard says, yeah, the Scorpion Kings, the Dragon King, which was Jet Li versus Brendan Fraser. They were more comics versus the action with Tom Cruise. Okay. I haven't seen those. I think the name of Howard can correct me is the Dragon Emperor, though. All right, so I think I'm going to attach that piece. Let's see. I think I can maybe get a little more. It's still lifting up a bit on the tip there, so I just want to get a little more of this. All right, that's a little better. As long as the whole thing makes contact on the bottom. Okay, which that's not happening for me. let's try a different approach. So I need to get this there. That. Okay, I want that perfectly centered. There. 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 There now. Okay, so that is my middle. Here and here. I shall do it this way. Oh, let's see. Yeah, you know, Howard says, yeah, you know, all those statues they found buried in a tomb. They use those as the army. Okay, so you're talking about the terracotta statues of the someplace in China. Yeah. The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Okay. Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. There you go. That's what it was. Probably not ever going to see it, though. Okay, so I'm cutting this out. That. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, just like that. Right in there like that. And right in there like that. So I just gotta adjust those little pieces. So that is just a matter of, probably do it with these scissors. Just that. And that. There we go. Yeah. So now I still got most of my. See, I was gonna almost get rid of that entire grill thing. That would have been mostly gone. But now it's mostly intact. And I got a short little piece there with some windows in it. Okay, so I want to permanently attach that piece. And I can take this off of here. You know what? I'll leave it on because it gives me the backing right here. Okay. So I want to ensure that went in the right spot. Okay, I don't want to glue this piece in yet because I still want to put a filter behind it. So there. Should have stuck a light in there. Oh, but look at that right there. Why would you look at that? That'll be enough to. That'll be enough for that. Try this. It's a tile cutting one. I'm going to mute. It's going to be loud. You guys can read Howard's comment while I drill this out. Cursed by a devious sorceress, China's ruthless dragon emperor, Jet Li, and his vast army lie buried in clay for millennia. When a young archaeologist, Alex O'Connell, is tricked into reviving the emperor. Nice fit, looks good. All right. Nice fit, looks good. Refer to that. There we go. So we got a hole there. Put this light up in there. Bottom wing. That should be enough to light that whole little piece. I don't see it not being enough. That can go right in like that. Okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Where's my thicker stuff? Here we go. I'm almost done here for the night, guys. I'm going to glue this. So I got it just inside there a bit. There you go. So I'll use this Gorilla Glue because it's thicker. And it should just stick on the side here. Just enough for me to get some of this. Side. Okay, that's not going anywhere. Lid back on that. Alec is saying, "Night, Jody. Walking home now after grabbing a few things, both for model building and for dinner. Well, I hope it's not too far, buddy. I know you got a bike and you're usually using your bike, but in lieu of a flat tire." What's going on there, bud? Can you drink? Be back in 1 second. I just got to give my dog a drink. There you go, buddy. Hungry boy. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? I'll feed you, buddy. Hang on a sec. All right, guys. I got a hungry dog. Gonna tend to him. Give him his dog food. No bike until Wednesday. Or Thursday next week. How long does it take to replace a tire? Man. Great stream. Good progress. Thanks, Cam. Thank you. Let's just bring it in here. Lift this up. All right, so I'll show you what I got done. So obviously this, because this is the last thing you just saw me doing. There we go. Okay, so we put the cow catcher piece on there. Fits very nicely. This light. There we go. We can see those details a little better. Oh, looks like I lost a wire. I'll have to resolder that. That. Okay, that's just pushing back because of the wires being a dick. There. And my nacelles. And we got the details on there with the discarded guitar strings. So I gotta make some more of these chiller grills. I'll probably be doing that on tomorrow night's HTM group stream. It's gonna be a special one tomorrow. It's the 300th stream. Alex says they had to order a whole new tire since they didn't have the size needed in stock at the store. Well, that sucks. Jerk store. They'll be getting it by early next week. Looking really good, bud. Thank you, Alec. I appreciate that. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I'll be working on the chiller grills probably tomorrow on the HTN group stream. I'll see if I can get the rest of the lights in, and I'm going to start getting some lights figured out for these. Got a pretty good idea what I'm going to do. I'll just use something similar to what I did with the NX01. I'm going to take some clear sprue. But I'll put it on either side. I'll put a piece like that. And I'll put a piece like that with lights at the ends. And it should light up and cast enough light down to there to make it glow. I want it kind of subtle anyways. That popped right out of there. I didn't glue that piece. All right, that came out because I didn't glue it. So I'll glue that later. I'll fix that. And that's about it. My next solo, I don't know, depends on how late Andrew goes on Saturday. If Andrew's not too late on Saturday, maybe I'll start up after him. But if not, you'll see me again possibly Sunday with the rest of the group, or Monday after Donnie, after Mini Mondays. Ow, my backpack is being a jerk and it caught my hair. It pulled my hair when I went to turn my head, and now my hair hurts. Ow. I know that's not what your voice sounds like, but that's my comedy voice. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. I know what it's like having long hair, but I don't know what it's like to use a backpack all the time. So here's my hair, some of it there, some of it there. Yeah, I'm a hippie too, bro. All right. Happy hippie time. See you guys later. Thanks for watching Trek Mods. Keep on trekking. One of these days I'll figure out how to put pictures up on the screen there so I can show you logos and shit like that. All right. Night, Johnny. Night, Cam. Night, Alec. Night, Howard, if you're still there. And 12 people here now. All of a sudden there's 12 people. Where do you other people come from? Oh, 10. Dropping down. 11. Oh. All right, let's see how many people can join before I end the stream. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Join the stream now. That didn't work. I thought maybe I'd be inundated with people in the stream. Howard saying, see you, Jody. See you, Howard. Have a good night, buddy. See you, Johnny. See you, Cam. See you, everybody else. Thanks for watching.